We have Chovot HaLevavot. So first spiritual benefit of bitachon. Number one reason, first reason why you're supposed to have bitachon and how it helps you, says the Chovot HaLevavot, it's menuchat nafsho. Is this that a person will have peace of mind? Everybody's looking for peace of mind. I want to have a good job. I want to make money. I want to be able to buy what I need. I need to have that house, those clothes, that car, this life, da-da-da. All what? Because everybody wants peace of mind. So says the Chovot HaLevavot, you know what's the best thing to give you peace of mind? Bitachon. If you have bitachon in Hashem, you'll have peace of mind. Who has the best peace of mind? You know, I speak to people, they tell me, I said, it's worth it to be employee or to be CEO, to be an entrepreneur. And he says, listen, sometimes it's actually better to be an employee. You know, you come 9 to 5, you do your work, you go home. I don't have to think of the business when I go to sleep at night. I know my check is coming on Monday. If there's money, there's no money. We got customers, we didn't get customers. Not my problem. I come, I do my job, I go home. Yatsa naki, I go home, sleep good, rosh shaket, I go on peace of mind. So a person who has bitachon in Hashem, we should look at ourselves like employees of Hashem. But not just employees, even more than employees. We are Eved Hashem. What's the Eved? Eved is a servant. What's the halacha in the Torah about Eved? Eved, all his needs need to be taken care of by the master. If the Eved needs to eat, the master has to feed him. He needs a pillow, he needs to give it to him. He drinks wine, he also drinks wine. He makes sure that he is obligated to the Eved, all A to Z he has to give him. As long as the Eved works for him, he has to give him A to Z, all his needs. A person should feel with Hashem how? Like a servant with his master. He says, listen, I need parnasah. If I'm doing Hashem's will, so Hashem is like my master. He has to provide for me. He has to. Do I have to know how and when and where? No, it's not. My job is to do my job. A guy asked me, Rabbi, I'm going to get married. What parnasah should I do? What ishtadlut should I do? How am I going to go and make a family? How am I going to go and support my family? How am I going to do all these things? You tell him what? What do you tell him? You tell him, listen, how Hashem gives you and how Hashem provides for you, you don't know. We don't know. We plan, Hashem laughs. We don't know. All we know we have to do is ishtadlut. Choose something, choose a ishtadlut that you enjoy, that you have patience for, that you like to do, and however Hashem will give you, He will give you. There's a story we said one time, Rav Chaim Brisk, right? He saw a student he didn't see in a long time. He says, "No, vos machster. What are you doing?" Meaning, what's with your life? What are you doing? He says, "Oh, I'm doing this business, that business. I'm in gold, I'm in diamonds." He says, "No, that's what Bogdayo, that's what Hashem's doing. I want to know, what are you doing? Which zechut are you doing? Which ishtalut are you doing in order that Hashem should give you all those things and bracha v'atzlacha? Do you pray? Do you learn? You're holy or not?" So therefore, the Chovot HaLevavot is saying that we have to have bitachon in Hashem like a slave, servant has to his master. And that gives us the biggest peace of mind. But what happens if you don't have bitachon? A guy says, Rabbi, don't worry, chas v'shalom, I don't need Hashem so much. I have money, I have intellect, I have good friends, I have me and this big boss, we're like this. He can give me deals all day. I'm connected. I have the best people to be connected with. He says, the Chovot HaLevavot, mi she'eno boteach, rather boteach bezulato, he relies on somebody else, then what? Masir Eloki mashgahato me'alav. You're removing from yourself. Hashem removes from you divine providence. What does that mean? You should know that there's a thing called ashgacha pratit. There's divine providence. Hashem pays attention to every detail of a person's life, and the more a person has emunah and bitachon in Hashem, the more Hashem is involved in your life, and He can make more and more miracles. Right? You tell a guy, listen, how'd you do it? You woke up, you were able to go to mikveh, you were able to go to davenets, and you came to work, you picked up your kids, you did all this all in 3 hours. How did you do that? I can barely do one thing in all that time. He says, listen, siyata d'shmaya, it's from Hashem. Meaning, Hashem makes it that it works out, that you woke up on time, you found your socks right away, you found a parking right away. Why sometimes you come to shul, you find a parking right in front. Right in front you find a parking. You didn't waste time, 20 minutes looking. Why? Siyata d'shmaya, Hashem has hashgacha pratit on you. Why? You have zechut. Why? Because when you were looking for parking, what did you say? You say, oh, Baruch Hashem, please find me a parking. He goes and throws his bitachon right away on Hashem. But the other guy says, no, usually I think this time I came at the right time. I'm smart. I came this time, probably going to find a parking. Oh, I went 1 block away. For sure, 1 block away, I'm smart. I know that they're going to be parking over there. So he didn't think about Hashem for 1 second. So such a person should know, the more you throw your bitachon on Hashem, the more Hashem's going to give you siyata d'shmaya. The more you rely on other people, you rely on yourself, then Hashem lets you go and fall to the laws of nature. Hashem doesn't get involved and give you extra siyata d'shmaya if you don't rely on Him. It'll be like the pasuk says. What does the pasuk say? Ki shtayim ra'ot asu imi oti azevu mekor ma'im hayim lachatzot vehem beorot nishbarim. The pasuk says they did 2 evils. What are the 2 evils they did? They left me the source of living water, and they dig themselves broken cisterns. Not just one that they left me. Chai, you left me. But who did you leave me for? You left me for a broken cistern or a broken well that has no water. You rely on yourself. You rely on this guy. These are broken cisterns. Why? Because if you rely on somebody else, says the Chovot HaLevavot, can that person provide for you always? Never. Maybe that person will fall apart. A guy says, don't worry. This guy, he'll always give me business. And then he gets a phone call one day. He says, listen, we're not doing business no more. That's it. I throw you out. Now what do? I relied on him. Now what? But if you rely on Hashem, you don't get phased from this. You don't get nervous. A guy called me the other day. He said, Rabbi, I need a new job. I am looking for a job. This job, great pay, great hours. I don't have to be far from home. It's the best job in the world. I said, what's the catch? He says, I have to work on Friday. Problems with Shabbat. They don't let me accept Shabbat at the right time. I'm going to have to maybe be in a meeting on Shabbat. I have to go and turn on the Zoom from before Shabbat, be on the Zoom on Shabbat, let it turn off by itself. I don't know, complicated things. I'm not going to be able to come home on Shabbat for the right time. I said, no, tell them you have to keep Shabbat. I told them. They said, I'm sorry, this is not negotiable. Tell them, take a hike. Tell them, you'll find a different job. No, but Rabbi, listen, it's a great pay. I don't know when I will ever find another job like this. I said, 1 second. Where's your bitachon? You're keeping Hashem's Torah, and what? You're relying on this guy, this boss, he's the one who gives you parnasa. Hashem is the one who gives you parnasa. Hashem gave you this as a test. Hashem can give you like this in a situation also where you keep Shabbat, and He'll give you the same pay. He says, you think so? I said, I know so. You need to have bitachon. Where's your bitachon? He said, Rabbi, you're right. Okay. He let it go, and he got a better job. And he was happy. But what? You have to have bitachon. If not, what? These guys, imagine, he says, yeah, I'll take the job. I won't keep Shabbat 100%, Haz Shalom. And what? He does what they say. He's not doing what Hashem says. He's falling into believing in them, not believing in Hashem, Haz Shalom. So therefore, he says, a person has to be careful with that. He says, Ve'amar katuv Baruch HaGever asher yiftach ba'Hashem. Blessed is the man who trusts in Hashem. And then what? When you trust in Hashem, Vaya Hashem yiftacho. Then Hashem will be your security. The more, according to how much you trust in Hashem, that's how much Hashem will be your security. But if you don't, Arur HaGever asher yiftach ba'Adam. He says, but cursed is the man who trusts in people, and he takes his way, min Hashem yasur libo, and away from Hashem, he turns his heart. But next time we're going to speak about the koach of a person, the strength. Sometimes people will rely on their strength. And the last one, which is the worst one, is yiftach berov oshro. The person goes and he trusts in his abundant wealth, and he thinks he's a big boss. Baruch Adonai.